Hi everybody, this is the Sentiment Timing weekly video recap for Wednesday, April 1st, and this market has not changed one single bit since last week's video. It is going 100 miles an hour in both directions, wiping people out both on the long and short side, and the minute they get up and brush themselves off, the train's coming back and running them back over again. So it's getting very difficult for a lot of traders. I can hear it in the frustrations of other people that I read. They're throwing in the towel as far as where we're going. And really, the way to make money in this market is to anticipate when the moves are coming, and that's pretty much what Woody has been doing since September. Now, everybody wants to be in the big moves where you're going to be making 250 points. Yes, he picked the top on here. He picked the bottom on this week in advance. And the top, you can see these. These are dates that were all in our newsletters, and they were just massive points that were there, and they were all anticipated beforehand. Like this top right here was actually called in August, and it came in September. This low was called in the first 2 weeks of the drop, and that came right on the date. So yes, we want those, but the thing is, they're not going to come all the time, and we're going to get into this kind of mess right here. And you have to just anticipate these turns because there's still plenty of money to be made on them. So the thing is this, is that today I sent you out the free newsletter, and I had to black out the dates, or black out when the low is anticipated, because that's not fair to the people that are paying. We can't give you the full report, but we know when the low is coming. So does it mean that we're going to go straight down? Possibility, but we're going to get these bounces, but we just know that the bounces can be used to short against up until our projected low date. And the thing is that if you don't know when that is, you can be shorting the day that date is, and next thing you know it, you're 50 or 60 S&P points behind the 8 ball and closing your trade with a loss. So knowing when the low is, it gives you that peace of mind to be able to just take the short positions up until the date. And like I said, that may be Friday, maybe next week. This is what our subscribers know, and they're able to to trade like this. So let's do a recap on the last time I did that, and it was our February 18th newsletter, and I did the same thing. I blacked out the dates, and this was we were looking for a month-end rally, and into the March 4th or 5th, and it was going to go into, which was blacked out. So if we take a look, this was when it was projected for it. Here was your 4th and the 5th, and we know what happened from there. We had a massive decline. So when I unblacked out those dates, you saw that it was on the 11th to the 16th. So here is when we were looking for the top. This was the 4th, here's the 5th. We had a massive decline. This was the 11th, this was the 16th. This is what I mean by knowing ahead of time what to do, which allows you to trade, put your emotions aside, and just trade what Woody sees based on the sentiment data. So again, here on the 18th, we are expecting the top to come in around here. It came in a little bit early, but still a big decline. Looking for the low here, it came in. We had a massive rally, and then we had this where if there was a spike high on this Friday, you can short against it. And sure enough, we had the big move to the downside. So this is this is the kind of stuff that these reports are giving. Now, this is where I was talking about, and this was on our March 17th newsletter. And this was when we had this big rally going. Woody had mentioned that, if there's a spike on Friday, it could be set up for a short-term fade. And this was that Friday. We had a massive move to the downside. It puked. And just in our last Thursday newsletter, we had a 1% bullish reading. So it means everybody was bearish on the market. And it argues against getting short today. So this was that Thursday, and this was the spike we had on Friday and Monday. So it's a, just one of those things that it's when you know what people are thinking ahead of time, you're able to position your trades and you're able to make these trades with confidence. So we've had, as we had some very bearish numbers that gave us the big spike. We got bullish numbers up here, and now look what happens. So we could get very choppy markets, but we're not going to get this move until we hit our low date, and that's why you need to really know, when these dates are. Our members know exactly when to anticipate the low, and from there they're able to start building their portfolio on the long side, and most likely are going to get one of these moves, or maybe even one of these moves. This is what is going to be, when we get closer to that date, it's going to be anticipating what type of move it is. So the question is, can you afford not knowing when it is? And this is the type of confidence that you get when you know what is going to happen, beforehand. So are you ready to start trading with confidence? I'm going to go over this slide every single week, because each week I'm just showing you these dates that are being predicted weeks in advance, and even when it's not on a date, going off of the sentiment stuff and going the opposite way of that, it's still making tons of money. So when you have the best market timer in the world letting you know what to do with a trading secret that only a handful of people can do, and nobody can do what he does. I'm talking more reading sentiment. Nobody does it better than him, and has been doing it for over 30 years. That's the type of confidence you have, is being able to follow somebody like that. So we put out the coupon. We are allowed to do the $199.99 for 2 months, and again, this is with our partner over at Investors Hub. They allowed us to do it. It is automatically terminated tomorrow. It could be at 8 in the morning. They give us the code, we put it in, and this is how it's done. So if tomorrow you come in and try to put this code in and it doesn't work, you can't shoot me an email. You just have to go through the normal subscription process, because they're allowing us to do this, and they give us these codes and we put them in, and they're too big of a distribution for us to really burn bridges. So we're going to follow what it is, and like I said, it comes to $100 a month. You're going to be saving $100 overall, and it ends tomorrow. So basically, you go to the join page. The seven free days will not be part of this, because you're going to get the special. All you do is cut and paste the coupon code, put it in here, subscribe, and it automatically pops up on your registration. So with that ends this week's weekly video report, and have a great week, and we'll talk to you next time.